morning. My name is Leslie Williams and I'm in San Diego, California. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to talk to you. I am taking care of some morning activities in order to prepare myself to get out of here for the day. Now, I am in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. And today's date is August 21st, 2013. And if you can just bear with me for a second while I switch a memory card in my digital tape recorder so I can put away the one that I had in there, because the one that I had in there has got evidence of a crime, and I want to make sure that I keep it isolated from well, I want to make sure that I keep it in a place that where I feel that it's protected. Anyways, I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. I am a target, victim, and activist concerning the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be called gang stalking. And I'm just going to go ahead and make some personal statements to you while I gather together some things that I need to gather together before I can start my day. Now, I'm a good woman. I'm in San Diego County, and I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity. I'm watching my birds. I feed the birds, the squirrels, and a bunny every morning, as much as I can afford to feed them. It's not like I go out of my way to spend a lot of money on it, but I basically buy cheap bread at the store, like day-old bread that's 49 cents a loaf, and then I chop it up in little pieces and feed them it. And they're my only friends, in reference to actual physical friends, because as a result of being a target of gang stalking, all you got to do is go to Google and type in gang stalking and or organized stalking. Organized stalking and gang stalking is the same exact crime. It's just known by two separate names. It's the same exact crime, though. It's the same exact identical crime. And targets of this crime are isolated from legal support. They are isolated from uncorrupted legal assistance. They are isolated from healthy, normal relationships. These individuals that perpetrate these crimes will infiltrate your family, your circle of friends, and they will even attempt to fool a target into dating a person who's involved in gang stalking, and that's called intimate infiltration. And I discovered over time that my ex-husband was actually involved in gang stalking and was deliberately and intentionally put in my life for me to meet, date, and marry. Now, gang stalking has been going on forever. You can go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids to see that it was covered on the news by the Santa Cruz Police Department in early March. It was either in February or March of 2011. Santa Cruz County is right next door to, I think Santa Cruz is a county. Santa Cruz, California, is right next door geographically to the county of San Diego. And in this news broadcast concerning a targeted individual who's basically on the news broadcast talking about how he's harassed everywhere he goes, including at his home, is being covered on the news broadcast. Now, the Lieutenant Larry Richards that's on the news broadcast is talking about how gang stalking has been going on forever and that it's even reached out into the cyber world. Now, as a result of being a victim, target, and activist of this crime, I have done extensive, thorough research concerning the factualities of these crimes ever since I became aware of the name that describes the crime that's happening to me, gang stalking, which was discovered by me online on June 9, 2009, after I had already been an open victim of it for almost 8 full years, in reference to the open harassment, that is perpetrated towards the target of these crimes. But I have realized over time, as a result of the experience and then the eventual educated knowledge that came from the research that I was able to discover as a result of finally having a name for this crime, I basically cross-referenced the research to the experience of the 8 full years and every day since then. As a result, I've been able to go back and trace how these tactics and methods have been utilized around me in one form or another at least since 1980. That's right. Now, I have literally discovered online individuals stating that they have been victims of this crime for 30 years. In fact, I got one San Diego County target who I recently just discovered online. I think his last name starts with P. He is stating that he's been a target of this crime for 30 years. Another individual, I think it might be Kenneth Rhodes, but I could be having my targets confused. I had lunch with him, and he's the one who financed the billboard that you see online sometimes that says electronic harassment is Big Brother watching you. I had lunch with him in Michigan in October 2010. And if I remember correctly, he told me he's been a victim for over 60 years. Gang stalking's been going on forever. Okay? It's just gotten more sophisticated because of the technological advances that have been sold and bought by these syndicates that are involved in gang stalking. And it is also directly connected to organized crime members, syndicated members that are in the system at every level, the federal, state, and local level, and even some military personnel can be involved in gang stalking syndicates, or they can be solicited to engage in gang stalking, whether they know that what they're doing or not is gang stalking or not. Yes. Gang stalking is nothing but a template of protocols, methods, and tactics that they utilize against the targeted individual in order to be able to co-opt their finances, to exploit their insurance, to exploit their property, and to exploit the target sexually, human trafficking. Organized gang stalking targets can also be picked for non-consensual human experimentation. They can also target the children of targets to treat them as straw people. It's racketeering, insurance fraud, human trafficking, land co-opting, property co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, crimes that all different types of crimes that you can think of. Now, I came to San Diego County on August 8, 2011 for the first time since 2006. And I deliberately and intentionally made sure with every fiber of my mental faculties and belief system. What I'm trying to say is that I made a decision before I came back out here that I was not going to get myself involved at the friendship level, the acquaintance level, the intimate level. I deliberately and intentionally and have totally stuck to this decision every single day since I've been back here, since I arrived back here on August 8, 2011 for the first time since 2006 when I was out here for between 1 and 38 days. I made a decision, is what I'm trying to say is I made a decision before I came back here on August 8, 2011, which was actually one day late in reference to the scheduled arrival, which was supposed to be August 7, 2011, that I was not going to develop one relationship with anybody at the acquaintance level, the friendship level, or the intimate level, any level whatsoever. Because I wanted to make sure that I was able to catch the gang stalking this time around. And the reason why I did that was because when I was out here between 1 and 38 days in 2006, I was being gang stalked, but didn't know what was happening to me was gang stalking. But I did make some email files in at least one separate Yahoo account concerning some of the experiences that I was experiencing out here in San Diego in 2006. And even though gang stalking is not directly mentioned because I didn't know what was happening to me back then was gang stalking, I did mention some details that describe what was happening, some of the things that was happening to me. Not all of them, not by nowhere near at all what I was putting up with in 2006 when I was out here. But some of the statements that I made did describe gang stalking tactics and methods. Also, it described how I do not trust the San Diego police, and the San Diego police were eventually used in a wide open deception street theater, which is a staged event in gang stalking, that compelled me to go back to Michigan, where I was tortured, sexually exploited, gang stalked on a feverish scale every single day, everywhere I went. From 2006 up until the date I came back out here on August 8, 2011. Up to this date, August 21st, 2013. So how did they know I came back out here? And now that I got undisputable proof that I'm being gang stalked out here again, it brings alive, in space and time, those emails from 2006, because those emails flat out state descriptions that are gang stalking methods. And a Point Loma Library staff member was involved in the gang stalking of me in San Diego in 2006, along with the San Diego police. So, is this why the San Diego police won't make a police report? Because they know these emails exist and they know what they did in 2006? My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. I'm a good woman. I really am. I mean, I don't mean to say that to portray myself to be, like, better than anybody else or whatever. The reason why I'm saying that is because in my heart I know what kind of a person that I am. Okay? And I'm the kind of person that if I had the wherewithal and the means and the resources to give a person the shirt off my back, I would do it. Literally. Okay? I'm a good woman. And the only thing that I can say is that I cannot get no help from nobody, because the organized crime members that are in the system that are at least protecting these police officers, that have been engaged in the police misconduct of refusing to let me make a police report since I've been back here on August 8, 2011 up to this date, August 21st, 2013. That's gross negligence of duty. On August 18, 2011, I walked into the San Diego Eastern Division Police Department and asked if I could make a police report concerning me being a gang-stalking target one day after I was assaulted at a bus stop. 1/2 block away. The bus stop I was assaulted at is 1/2 block away from where I was hiking out at in 2006 off of Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard. That's right. And they flat out to my face told me unequivocally that they will not allow me to make a police report concerning the fact that I am being gang-stalked. And they have done the same thing on at least 12 other separate occasions in reference to separate physical San Diego police officers that I have had to call on a cell phone that miraculously now is not accessible. That's right. You cannot even power it on or attempt to even charge it. That is still in my possession. Is cell phone hacking a method of gang stalking? On at least 12 separate occasions that I have had separate physical interactions with separate San Diego police officers, I have been denied my right to make a police report concerning the fact that I am a gang stalking target, even though I have undisputable proof that I am a gang stalking target. Why? Because if it's made a matter of public record on a legitimate police report that I am a gang-stalking target, it'll bring alive those 2006 emails, which will show the fact that I was gang-stalked 2 here in 2006, and then again 2 here in 2011, and that I'm being gang-stalked here again in 2011 up until 2013. It'll show the duration of this crime. And since they were directly involved in it in 2006, and I already know for a fact that they're involved in at least filing falsified police reports concerning me being assaulted on an MTS bus. And you got to ask yourself, why won't they allow me to make a police report? That's gross negligence of duty. As a result of them not allowing me to make a police report concerning this crime, I am still remaining a victim of this crime. Because once a police report is made, it's supposed to be investigated uncorruptedly. And since they're not doing this, you got to ask yourself, why? Why? That's against the law. To not allow me and my civil rights to file for a police report concerning the fact that I'm a victim of this crime. So who are they protecting? I have caught gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalk, gang stalk. Oh my God, we're crazy. Gang stalk, gang stalk. Oh my God, we're crazy. Gang stalk. Being constantly mentioned around me on at least 700 separate audio files over at least the last 1.5 years here in San Diego. And it's their way to remind me that I'm a victim of this crime by placing people along all of my routes to literally re-mention the name of it. And at least 85% of these audio files of proof that I have, separate audio files, were caught at places that I went to. Now these digital tape recorders run by date and time. On each of the morning of at least 80% of these 700 audio files, I made video files at locations where I live at. And in these video prediction files, I would show a picture on my cell phone which showed the date and the time. On each of these dates, in reference to each date that it was caught. Over 700 days, at least. Or at least 700 audio files that span over the last 1.5 years, each day of that 1.5 years. Okay, at least 80% of those days, I made video predictions at my hiking areas each morning, showing a video picture on my cell phone showing the date and the time. And in these video predictions, I stated, will I hear gang stalk being mentioned along any of my routes? Or, oh my God, or gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalker, gang stalking, oh my God, gang stalk, weird, crazy, gang stalk, being mentioned around me even once. I then leave this area and go about my day, and it's caught on multiple audio files in multiple places, even in one day. And these tape recorders reflect the same date, but a later time, because I have left the area where the video prediction was made at, which will show that I was stalked to these places to get around me to even remind me that I'm a victim of the same crime. By literally mentioning the name gang stalking around me everywhere I go. Even places that I've only visited on one occasion. And places that I visited for the first and only time. Employees of businesses, management, even security guards, patrons, people coming in and acting as patrons. So how can all of this harassment be caught around me, happening everywhere around me, in the same exact identical way if this crime wasn't happening? It's their way to remind me that I'm a victim of this crime by literally getting around me and repeating the name of it, along with physical gestures. Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalker Admitting Sent to Harass." Read comments. Then look at everything that's in the description of that YouTube video and cross-reference published dates to statements. Then go to YouTube and type in 2/20/13 "Learning Disabled Woman Catches Another Gang Stalker Admitting Sent to Harass." That individual admitted that a San Diego police officer put him on a corner to engage in the same behavior that I caught the 3 teenagers admitting to on January 28, 2012. So why won't they allow me to make any police reports? I also told the FBI that I caught 3 teenagers admitting that they were gang stalking me. They did nothing. They did not one thing. I caught a little San Diego, North University San Diego Public Library branch manager engaging in the same exact behavior on audio file. Yes, on April 6, 2013. Now remember what I talked about in the 2006 emails concerning how a Point Loma Library staff member was engaging in gang stalking activities. So are they protecting the city from liability? Police officers and city librarians are government employees. That's right. Do they honestly think that they want this to be let out about what's happened to me as a result of not only their direct participation concerning what they did in 2006, which compelled me, which was designed to compel me to go back to Michigan? That's right. Do you really honestly think they want all of this to get out? Hell no. Police officers would lose their jobs, their pensions, they would go to jail. Not including the Point Loma Library staff and the North University San Diego Library staff that have engaged in gang stalking of me since I've been back out here since August 8, 2011. And that's not including the universities they've used, the other public libraries they've used, like Serra Mesa Public Library, yes, and the businesses that they have used, which they are criminally soliciting their participation to do so, at least through what is known as the community notification, which is a law enforcement tool. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth, so the truth can be known. Understand, human trafficking is a direct motivation of these crimes, and they will take me off Social Security in order to be able to situate me in environments they can control from behind the scenes, okay, as a result of the poverty and the destitution that is created from that financial destitution. I've been gang stalked inside of 5 separate Social Security offices in 3 separate states. Gang stalking is happening in every state in the United States, and in closing, the only thing I can do is ask you to investigate these crimes to see that it's happening in every state in the United States. I gotta go. Sorry. I gotta go. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I just got done eating a Pop-Tart. The only thing I want fellow La Jollans, fellow Californians, and fellow San Diegoans to do, the only thing I can sincerely, I feel that I have the right to ask them to do, and I don't want you to get involved in helping me at all. If you see me on the street or at a grocery store or library, don't get involved, because they'll target you and your family. What I'm trying to say to you is the only thing that I can ask you to do, I hope that you do, is pray for me. Because I do what I do, not only to protect me and my life, but to advocate for concerning what is happening to fellow targeted individuals who can't even afford a tape recorder to catch what's happening to them, or a video camera. They're being sexually exploited like you would not believe by criminals that have infiltrated their lives, tore every area of their personal autonomy away from them, their shelter, their car, their job. That's right. It's organized crime in the system that's managing these expeditions. Go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech. Everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a manager of gang stalking crews. But it's not everything you need to know. But it will give you a good template of reference. So when you start researching these crimes, you can use it for a reference, for reference material. He flat out talks about the Chamber of Commerce. Entire police departments have been taken over. Syndicated schools. That's right. Concerning about how all the communications of a targets are monitored. That's right. I bought a brand new computer on May 29, 2013, up here in Villa La Jolla Plaza at Staples, where I was gang stalked as it was happening, as I was purchasing it. Let's see how long it takes before that computer becomes inoperable, which they froze 2 days ago inside of the UCSD Price Center. That's right. That's right. You can go to YouTube and type in Connie Marshall targeted individual gang stalking. It shows a video of her being covered on the news, and her talking about how she has went through several fax machines, several computers, and cell phones as a result of being gang stalked. because they do have the technological resources to access any electronic device, including the video camera that I'm taking a video picture of right now, okay, through RF filtering, and be able to then hijack into it to control the internal functions of it, which includes editing, altering, or deleting data that's in it, or freezing the internal functions of it to make it inoperable. I went through 9 video cameras, 9 brand new $100 video cameras from early June 2012 to the ending of the first week of July 2012. 9 brand new video cameras, $100 video cameras, that I had to buy and then take back as a result of them being infiltrated by a third party I do not know and making them inoperable. I could not control the functions of it in reference to turning them on or off. It got to the point where when I walked into Best Buy, they were saying, "Are you back again?" That's right. And all they got to do is deny that this is happening from a third party and possibly call me crazy, because this is in part of the racketeering. They're targeting people on disability, people with fixed incomes, the elderly, single women, single mothers, and much, much more. And basically their whole goal is to tear down a target's life by getting landlords and property owners on board, stealing and delaying the rent through post employees that are syndicated, or even renting apartments that are above, below, or next to a target, or soliciting current tenants that are above, below, or next to a target in the apartment complex to harass a target to death to motivate them to move, and if they won't, they'll steal the rent. And this is done, and then they'll stalk them to a next apartment building, and the next one, and the next one. Google it, and you'll see that they do these things. To put them out on the street, they'll gang stalk them to a motel room. Flat out. That's right. While all police assistance is kept deliberately from them, because it's organized crime in the system. And basically the goal is to put them out on the street and then try and claim that the target's crazy once staged events come about towards a target out and about in the community. As a result of these events being staged, including with the witnesses, the police can be called, and they will use business employees, management, and even security for these staged events. Make no mistake about it. Okay, make no mistake about it. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I've done the research, and I've got the experience. Okay? Now, and they stage these events in order to call the police, blame the target for the event, and then the police will file a falsified police report. They will do the same thing at the target's hiking area. Yeah, and then use anybody in the community to call the police, a neighbor, somebody acting like they're just going for a jog or a bicycle ride. That's right. And then when the police come, the police file a falsified police report. Person claims they're being stalked by people they don't know. Yeah, possible delusional disorder. And as a result of the eventual accumulated documentation over time, including petition to target in a county mental health or area neighborhood hospital, psychiatric floor, doctors are mentioned, psychiatrists are mentioned throughout the entire manifesto. They're called the money bags, because that's where the insurance is built. That's right. A police officer will literally petition a target into the psychiatric ward to discredit them on paper and to bilk the insurance. So the eventual accumulated falsified police reports and the eventual psychiatric reports and evaluations, whether it be from a psychiatrist or an independent psychotherapist, will be used to take syndicated probate control by claiming the target's crazy and or cannot take care of themselves and or is a threat to themselves or others. And that's where they're placed in a syndicated run group home, where their finances are co-opted, their insurance is exploited, and the target is exploited sexually, or where benefits and insurance is applied for in the target's name. Straw people, and where they are exploited sexually in an isolated, organized crime, syndicated run group home. And this is what, in part, this is all about. And this is how the mechanisms and avenues and maneuvers they use to get it. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. So, you can research my statements in this video file to see that I'm telling you the truth. I'm a good woman. I'm not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever. I am not involved in any criminal activity whatsoever. I am not a threat to myself or others. I am a victim, target, and activist of this crime, and I am not mentally ill. But these are the literal excuses they use to take the syndicated probate control. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I have done extensive, thorough investigative research in reference to other targets' blogs, petitions, and YouTube videos. I have read information online from people who like Examiner.com, Deborah Dupree, Vic Livingston, have done extensive journalistic reviews and in-depth investigations concerning gang stalking. It's been covered on Coast to Coast radio show. It's been covered on local news broadcast. Okay? So this crime is not something that can be denied in reference to the factual realities that this is the type of criminality that exists. Hell no, it can't. And as a result of the experience, the educated knowledge, the research, and the testimony of other targets, and the evidence I got is undisputable. So just ask yourself one question. Why won't the San Diego police make a police report? Is this gross negligence of duty? At least. Is it, as well, conspiracy under the color of authority, which is a federal crime? I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I do what I do for the sake of victims who can't even afford a tape recorder or a video camera, which helps keep them safe until they can possibly get uncorrupted legal assistance. I do what I do because I know what they did to me in Michigan. That's right. So when I go to bed at night and I look at my other targets' videos and blogs about what's happening to them, Erica Dean Gilmore, I wonder about her every day, what happened to her. Connie Marshall, Leslie Crawford, Jesus Mendoza, Norman Raven, and the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of other targets right now in America that are victims of this crime, who cannot get one bit of help from the city council that they're